up everybody, it's your girl Camille back with another hair video. I'm super excited to show you guys how I got this cute mint green bob. It's absolutely perfect for spring and I'm obsessed on how it came out. So if you want to see how I got this look and how I got this color, then keep on watching. Alright, so to get started, of course, we're going to need some 613 hair, and the lengths I'll be using are 3 12-inch bundles and a 12-inch frontal. Now, this hair is from my hair vendor, but to be honest, any type of 613 hair will work. So this next step is definitely optional, so I'm just going to take some warm water and I'm going to put it in a container. It's not piping hot or boiling hot water. And then I'm going to take my Cool Blonde shampoo from Sally's and I'm just going to add that. And I'm just going to pretty much make a toner bath. I did this in my previous video, and essentially what I'm going to end up doing is taking the bundles and dipping it in this little toner bath shampoo thing. It's almost as if we're doing the watercolor method. And what this is going to do is cancel out any type of yellow tones. And the reason why I decided to do this is because I want the hair to almost be toned white, but I don't want it to be silver. So you don't want to leave the hair in there. As you can see, all I'm doing is just kind of dipping the hair in and out. And I'm going to do this with not only the frontal, but the bundles as well. Because like I said, I'm going for more of a minty green pastel color. So this is just going to get rid of any type of yellow undertones. So I won't have any issues when applying the color, if that makes any type of sense. But you feel me? Yeah. Next, you're going to need a mixing bowl. Mine is from Sally's, but honestly, anything will work. And I'm going to take Arctic Fox Neverland, and I'm going to add that to our mixing bowl, along with Arctic Fox Diluter. And I'm going to add that to the mixing bowl as well. So the diluter is pretty much going to give it that pastel-y color. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my brush and mix the two together. So when I first mixed it, I thought it was cute. I was like, I mean, I like the color, it's cute or whatnot. But I wanted to have more like that, like pastel spearmint type color. So I went in with the Kiss Temptations, and I believe this is in the color Limelight. And I added more of the Arctic Fox because I had to add more product anyway, as well as the diluter. And then I went ahead and added the Kiss Temptations in Limelight. And then once I mixed all of that together, then that gave me that desired like spearminty color that I was going for. So then I'm just going to take that color and apply that all over the head. Off camera, I did make this wig as well as apply like grease to the lace so that the color won't seep through it. With that being said, if you guys want me to make a video on how I make my wigs with a sewing machine, because that's all I do now, I mean, that would be cool. Just let me know down below. But I know a lot of people may wonder why I didn't use the watercolor method. And to be honest, I feel like the watercolor method is good for the bundles, but when it comes to the watercolor method on the frontal, I really don't like it because it colors the knots the same color and it looks really wiggy and just unnatural, and I don't like it. So that's why I didn't use the watercolor method, as well as I just want more control over like where I'm placing the product and how much I'm placing. But I will say, if you're going to do the watercolor method and do like a minty green color like this, I would not use Arctic Fox because the texture of it is really thick. I would use something that's like Adore or Kiss Temptations. I would use that to go ahead and do the watercolor method. But now I'm just working on the frontal, and you just want to make sure that you're separating the hair and getting all in between and making sure that you're really saturating the hair with this color. Since there's no developer in it, it's not going to kill the hair or do any like extreme damage on it. But like I said, you just want to definitely go ahead and saturate the hair with this color. So after I applied the color, I just went through the whole head just to make sure I didn't miss any spots. And I also kind of massaged the color into the hair as well, just to make sure that every place is covered and the hair is fully saturated. So I let the color sit for about an hour, then I went ahead and washed and conditioned the hair, and this is how it turned out. So at first, low-key, I was kind of freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, it's green, it's supposed to be mint. But honestly, the more it dries, the more minty it becomes. But now we're going to start cutting. So I'm just going to go ahead and separate the frontal from the back of the hair and just combing through everything. And I'll be honest with y'all, I am not an expert when it comes to cutting hair. I'm just not. But I did know that I wanted a bob, and I had an idea of how I wanted to execute it. So after I got done combing everything out, I'm actually going to use a razor comb as well as the shears. Everything in this video is literally from Sally's. And I just put the hair in between my fingers, and then I started cutting. So I knew that I didn't want to go above the brown line, so like the base of where the mannequin head is, because I know that that base is going to touch at my shoulders, and I wanted it maybe just like the tips of the hair touching the shoulders. So essentially what I'm trying to do is line it up with the mannequin head at like the very rim of that mannequin head, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I just kept cutting, and I started off like not cutting it too short, cutting it a little bit under where I wanted it to hit, and then I just kept chopping off more and more after that. But something like this, you really want to take your time and just, you know, not rush it at all. Especially, like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to cutting, so I was just like moving like a turtle. But all I did was cut in sections and then kind of match them up, and then go ahead and cut in that section. And then I'm just going to take my razor comb just to kind of help with texture, so I don't have like a super blunt cut. And then as you can see, I just kept going in, cutting more, just trying to get it as even as possible. Then once it was cut to my preferred length, so I was definitely feeling it. And then I just went in with the blow dryer and decided to blow it out, just to make sure that it was completely dry, because it was dripping wet while I was cutting it. So of course, just want to go ahead and blow dry it to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then if need be, you can go back in with your razor comb to add a little bit more texture, or of course cut a little bit more. So I went ahead and applied the wig off camera, and to be honest, at this point I was feeling myself, okay? I was like, I am that bitch. I am her. I am them. That's how I felt. But I'm going to start creating some baby hair, so I just combed my hair back and started sectioning parts on where I would want my baby hairs to be created. So to do that, I went ahead and took my hot comb and just combed the baby hairs that I wanted forward, and the baby and everything else backwards, just to separate the two, so that it won't get all messy and crazy. And I went ahead and did this not around like the full perimeter of my head, but just certain parts. I guess I did like the 6 baby hairs, so 3 on one side, 3 on the other. That's kind of like been my flow lately if I do baby hairs. I don't do baby hairs like all around anymore. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. Try not to burn yourself in the process of doing that, because I definitely almost did. And now I'm just gonna take my eyebrow razor and cut those baby hairs nice and short. The longest I'll go is 1 inch, so I try to keep them as short as possible just to make them look more natural. I mean, mint hair isn't natural, but you know, we can at least go for it, you know. But now I'm gonna take my Nairobi foaming lotion, and I'm gonna use that to create those nice swoops and whooshes and situations, you know what I'm saying, those baby hairs. So I started off with the comb, and then I ended up switching to my edge brush, and I'm just gonna smooth the I'm gonna like, I guess, brush the baby hairs down with the brush and then smooth it with my finger. And then what I also like to do is hold down the baby hairs and then brush backwards, because it gives this like really like natural, as if it's coming from my scalp situation, you know, that melted, that laid look, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going for. But yeah, that's the method I like to use. I'm terrible at explaining how I do baby hair, so I apologize. I'm so bad at that. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that with all the baby hairs and get them nice and laid so that we can be nice and slayed. Was that corny? I feel like that was kind of corny. Now I'm going to take this styling wrap and then just wrap that around my head just to prepare for blow drying. So typically if I wasn't doing this off camera, I'd be extra as hell and bring out my hair dryer and just sit under that bad boy. But for the purpose of this video, you can just use your blow dryer. That's easy enough. And just make sure that the hair is nice and dry underneath and that it's not like soaking through at all. Then once it's all done, I cut like the first inch and then I just rip the rest of it off so I don't cut any hair. And voila! We've got some baby hairs and they look pretty good. They look okay, but I do want to touch it up. I don't like when my baby hairs are super dense or when they have like a lot of hair. So one thing I like to do is, if need be, if some of the hairs are too long, I cut them, or I'll even go and pluck them. Since the foaming wrap kind of helps set the shape of the baby hairs, this makes this part a lot easier. So I just go in and pluck on the places where I feel are a little too dense, just to get a little bit of that hair out and looking more natural. Then I'm going to take the Got2b spray and just lightly spray my brush, and then just run my brush through those baby hairs just to make sure that they're really molded. Once everything's set, I just go in with a quick spray with the Got2b, and this I feel like helps melt the lace even more, so I've been definitely using this a lot lately. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of a side part. So this is why I don't like to use the watercolor method, because you see when I parted that, it just looks like scalp. It looks exactly like scalp. And then I'm just gonna comb everything over and just kind of give it a little bit more shape, a little bit more oomph. And just to make sure that it's nice and flat, I like to go in with my hot comb and just hot comb the side of the hair down, as well as like the top part, just to make sure that it looks like nice and flat and it's not all lumpy and bumpy or anything like that. So after everything is all flat, I'm just going to add a little bit more volume at the very top. And that pretty much is the whole look. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what color you think I should do next. I love you all and I appreciate all your support. And thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.